so freaking bad. Wrestle me.
Welcome, everybody, to Juice Pro Wrestling episode 88, the sweet release. That's right, the sweet release. Coming at you with an action-packed episode is the Juice himself, which is myself, as I like to call myself. And Sreten the Savage. What's up, Sreten?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now that I don't have to hear that. Those South Park shits you were taking.
That's how we warm up.
And that's how I lose my drink. Hey, let's kick it off and get real fucking filthy real quick with the fucking news. The news. Oh, man, there's so much going on this week. So much tasty shit. You guys out there listening to JPDUB are going to be like, oh, my God, lay it on me. Well, I'm about to lay it on you fucking thick. Going with the title of the episode, The Sweet Release, we're going to talk about a bunch of releases that had happened this week. And it's not just in WWE, but we'll start there. So are you ready? Are you ready to take a slow ride?
Tell us.
I'm going to let you know. Luke Harper.
Who?
Luke Harper.
Who?
Luke Harper.
Huh?
From the Wyatt family.
Oh.
And the Bludgeon Brothers.
Oh.
The guy who looks like Bruiser Brody. Not Bruiser Bodie. Not to be confused with the two, because you can get fucking Chinese finger trapped in that shit. Anyways, Luke Harper asked for his release from WWE due to not doing a fucking thing on television or with him for a long fucking time. And he was finally granted his release this past weekend, along with Sin Cara and Connor and Victor, formerly known as the Ascension.
Victor.
Here's one thing real quick. Connor and Victor, I can't think of which one it is. The skinnier one, I can't think of what his name is. I think
the other one's fat.
No, he's not fat. He's just bigger.
Okay.
I really dug both. There was a lot of potential for those guys. They had kind of like a metal vibe to them,
Yeah.
but they were kind of doomed from the beginning. They came up at NXT, and when they got called to the main roster, here's one thing that you just don't do. You start fucking comparing them and saying they're better than the Road Warriors. So instantly it's like fans are like shitting on them. And, and they were beating up old tag teams. I think they did a skit.
Who did? Who compared them?
WWE. They're creative. It's like, oh, well, these, that was their shtick. They're better than like guys like Demolition and the Road Warriors, which no. I'm sorry. There ain't very many teams that can say they're better than there isn't any. They can say they're better than the Road Warriors. There are teams that are equal, maybe in greatness, but none above or better. Let me get that fucking straight out there. If you don't like it, sorry. Chew it up, swallow it, because that's the way love goes.
And shove it up your ass.
Shove it up your motherfucking ass. Yeah, so, hey, if they can go somewhere else and make a living and do something and be utilized a little bit better, kudos to them, because the only thing they did in recent years or memory was a couple of skits with the Fashion Police. Yeah. On SmackDown or wherever, the Fashion Files is what it was. And for those of you that are unaware what that is, it was It was a little skit with what's his name, Fandango.
Nope.
Yeah, you don't know who Fandango is?
Nope. I know the game Grim Fandango and the movie ticket.
All right, well, whatever. We'll skip it. They did some comedic shit, and that's about all they were reduced to after being declared as like the toughest sons bitches on the planet. Like I said, better than the Road Warriors. Bullshit.
Why?
Anyways, one of those dudes got a sweet Danzig skull tattoo on his shoulder. So I'm a mark. I'm a mark. You're a mark. We're all marks. Trying to channel some Good Burger for you there. I'm a dude. He's a dude. We're all dudes. Anyways, fuck that. Sin Cara, who is currently being portrayed by one Hunico, if I'm correct on that. And if I'm not, you can let me know, you smarks. He was also released. He asked for his release and was granted as well. So this marks a damn near 10-year run for the character of Sin Cara in WWE. He was originally brought over the original Mystico from Japan, or not Japan, I'm sorry, from Mexico. And well, he wrestled in Japan too. Yeah. Well, now don't you tell me to stop. I'm making never mind. He was brought over. He failed. He botched a lot. There were numerous problems with him, so they got rid of him or they fired him, whatever that was, a few years back. And a performer by the name of Hunico took over the ranks as Sin Cara and has been him ever since. Well, he got sick of shit and was like, same story with a lot of these guys in WWE. It's like, hey, and here's the thing people out there listening need to realize, where I have said this before, I don't want to sound repetitive, but I'm going to. WWE is like WCW was in its heyday, where they had way too many guys on their roster. It was super fucking huge and just nothing to do with them. So a lot of this talent suffers. Guys get pissed off, especially nowadays where they can go anywhere. They can go on the indie scene and, make a fucking killer living doing what they're doing. As opposed to just sitting, collecting a contract, their paid contract money from WWE and doing absolutely nothing. I mean, it's got to suck as a talent to, you're better than something. It's like, being an artist. All right, a record label is going to give you X and X amount of dollars to never put out an album. I mean, that's cool. You're not doing shit, but if you're an artist, you're really hungry to get your shit out there, and it just never happens.
Yeah, you can't scratch that itch.
Yeah, what the fuck? So he's another guy that's gone. And Luke Harper, who, man, it's just, I can't believe they let this guy go. He was a member of the Wyatt family with Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt. That thing got the axe pretty damn quick, and we all know what happened with Bray Wyatt and where he's at now. He's kind of in a renaissance as far as the character goes with The Fiend, but we'll see where that goes. Get rid of that fucking red light. Subliminal messages. They're fucking with me subliminally. A little suicidal tendencies for you. Yeah. Luke Harper's gone. He trademarked the name Brody Lee, which is his indie name. So where are we going to see him end up? We don't know. There's a lot of guys that are free agents right now. Another one, Marty Scurll from ROH, the villain. Yeah. Could they wind up in AEW? Spackle me in speculation. Could they wind up in AEW? I don't know. Could they wind up in Impact? Who knows? The world is your moisture. Shout out to Brad Vandersee. Pink Machines on that one. New song, Get Wet. It's going to be playing at the end of this episode, so get ready. It's really hard to tell where a lot of these guys are going to go because it is so open nowadays, and they don't necessarily have to go to a big TV platform wrestling promotion like, say, an Impact or an AEW. But with some of these guys like a Luke Harper, it would probably be very advantageous for them to do so, and I'm sure they're jumping at the bit anyways. So Luke Harper's gone. Teddy Hart. This is a weird one. This
is a shocker to me.
It really caught me off guard. MLW came to terms with the release of Teddy Hart. So are we going to have any more Hart Foundation? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
He's only a member of the Hart Foundation with the last name Hart, right?
Yeah. Well,
and the Hart Foundation is...
But he's not the only one with blood because Davey Boy Smith, his mom is Brett's sister.
Okay. Yeah.
So...
Because the Hart Foundation thing for MLW, the way that they started doing the music and the logo and all that shit and putting Brian Pillman Jr. into it, it's fucking cool.
It was really cool.
It's really cool.
But there's all kinds of rumor and speculation about what's going on and this has plagued Teddy since he was one of the youngest performers ever to be signed to a WWE developmental contract when he was like 18 or something ridiculous like that. And he's been trouble. He likes to party. He likes to, quote unquote, talk shit or speak truth, however you want to see that. And I mean, he's just, dude, I don't want to say it because I don't think this. I mean, there's been some cases where it's been proven as so, but he's trouble. It's like taking on if you want to put it to make you understand a little bit better, we'll speak in football terms here for a minute.
Football.
Football! Hey, pig. Can I get a Woe Bundy on that? So who was the guy who just with the Patriots? He went from the Steelers Antonio Brown. Okay, great player, but do you want the fucking baggage? That is exactly what Teddy Hart is. And I don't know. I've heard stories, and like I said, they're just rumors. I don't fucking know. I'm not involved in this man's life. None of you are, for the most part. 90% of you, if not more, are not involved in this man's life. But there's been speculation about a former girlfriend of his that turned up missing. Some kind of like sex trafficking ring bullshit that he was tied into.
That is intense speculation.
Yeah, I don't know what it is or why he's gone from MLW. He's been doing a YouTube series with his current, maybe actually might not be current as of today, Maria Manic. It's called, I think it's like Maria and Teddy Unfiltered or whatever is their fucking YouTube channel. I've watched a couple of videos. Some of them are kind of very hard to watch. It's like them just doing their thing and being real. And then shout out to JR Butchko, sent me a video. He's like, well, that didn't take long. And the title of the video is like, I can't do this anymore. And I didn't go in and watch it just because, like I said, a lot of that shit just doesn't interest me. But I'd be a liar if I was to say I wasn't curious as to why he's gone from MLW. Because Teddy was a part of the original incarnation of MLW and then its rebirth back in 2017. And he's been a major player. I know he just dropped, whatever belt he was carrying in MLW. Man, it boggles my mind, like, why he's gone. That was one thing I didn't expect to see, like, wake up in the morning like, oh, Teddy Hart's gone.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
To me, that
man?
shit's fun to talk about when people get released or people get signed, especially when people get signed, because usually, so in my opinion, if somebody gets signed, unless it's a re-sign, like if you find out they re-signed a dude and for certain promotions, but if it's a new signing, my favorite way and everybody's favorite way is to have them pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
A la out of a square, a very tiny square they got cut out of the floor of a ring. And two giant men and one Catwoman have to squeeze a bunny have to squeeze their big asses out of so anyways, they seem like they're fine. They didn't struggle out of it. But with the release stuff, I actually do enjoy speculation. Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
But it really doesn't matter. It's regular ass fucking wrestling business. Who gives a shit? Who actually gives a shit? It's just fun to talk about it. Like, it's fun to speculate and be like, is it sex trafficking? Is it
what he do wrong? Where he go?
I know Teddy Hart, like, so my experience with him has been like actually really new. I've only seen like 2 of his matches.
Yeah.
But his shit is like, Jesus, some of it is like, wow, like, how do you, like, it was like, he's actually, like, he's an impressive guy. Like, he's a great performer and he's great. Like, everything he does is like impressive. So, I mean, whatever, man,
And he's super nice. When I met him in person, he was great.
That's what everybody says. And he does have a history and he does have all this and that. And you hope that people are reformed. And we don't know, man. It's contracts. It's money. It's
sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking.
Disappearing girlfriends, supposedly.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't know, man. And other people that get released, we don't know. But it's also business. So, good. If you deserve it, good luck to you. Hopefully, onwards and upwards.
We wish you well in your future endeavors.
Yeah. But,
Here's another future in
Denver.
Future in Denver. The future is now. ACH, as we all know, has been released from his contract in WWE, and he turned up on the independents. He showed up at AAW. He showed up at MLW.
And then?
And then he quit professional wrestling as a whole and called all you fans a bunch of fucking pieces of shit. Which some of it I can't argue with because a lot of guys are fickle out there. Yeah.
Victim of Twitter. He's like, you guys are mean.
Yeah.
I quit.
And now, is this a thing where he's mentally unstable? I don't know. Is this something where I really don't, going back to
You don't know.
You don't know.
With social media, honestly.
It paints an ugly picture is what it does.
Dude, people are, I just made an argument last week about like the positivity of fandom and how there's so much great support in different promotions and fandom. But like you get on Twitter, the people that usually engage you or the like, and we'll talk. This is my last sentence. there's just a lot of assholes. So maybe there's just 100,000 more assholes that came at him. But suck it up, bro. You're a wrestler. Like, you get kicked in the face for a living. But also, we don't know his life. So, I mean,
I don't know what racial shit he was really experiencing or going through. We all know the T-shirt drama and all that with WWE. Who knows?
Also, he could do this and take a break, and everybody will forget, and he can come back in a month or 2 months or 3 months.
And hey, guess what, you marks? Is it a work?
Is it a work?
Is it a work?
Is it though?
Is it a work?
Is it a work though?
The world may never know. Because he quit. He gave up. He said, fuck you guys, and took his ball and ran home. So,
But did he delete all his stuff?
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. So until we see you again. This, as Sting would say, this isn't goodbye. It's just ta-ta for now. Oh, yeah. So that's about it as far as releases go. But signings. WWE has re-signed John Morrison. He's back with the company. They've made that public and official. Now, I don't know when he's going to be debuting. They've been, pumping out the usual on social media and their YouTube, like the top 10 John Morrison moments and oh my God moments or whatever. They've been doing that shit. So it'll be very curious to see where he ends up, whether it's NXT, SmackDown. I wouldn't think he goes to NXT, but who knows?
Where do you want him to go?
I would kind of like him to go to NXT. I think with what he did since he's left. And it's funny because I saw Luchasaurus tweeting about how, they're like best friends. They're training partners and shit. And he's like, man, shout out to my boy, John Morrison, who just signed, and Johnny Mundo, Johnny Retro, if you're fans out there of Retromania Wrestling, which comes out the first quarter of 2020. That's right. You like that? What's up, Mike? But anyways, they're friends. And he was like, what he's been doing and training right now, he's like, is going to blow all your guys' minds and raise the bar that much higher. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, okay, he does have that parkour moveset, which is awesome. And if you guys have watched him in Lucha Underground, did some insane shit, which is kind of, once again, a guy who was already an established international superstar, but Lucha just took him from being an ex-WWE guy, and there was no more John Morrison. It was Johnny Mundo. And he was fucking awesome. He killed it there, and he left there, and he's done a bunch of indies and shit. He went to Impact Wrestling where he was world champ. We were just talking off air about his match at Bound for Glory last year with Austin Aries. Man, there's that fucking guy. I'm really curious to see what he's doing.
What?
Are you fucking scratching? Are you got a cat under there? This guy, I thought a cat was giving you head or something.
That's not a thing that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Teddy Hart.
Titty Hart.
He gets
Kitty Hart.
I think that's a speculation. He got caught getting blowjobs.
He got speculation on that spankulation.
Next.
Anyway, so yeah, John Morrison is coming back to WWE. I would like to see him in NXT because, fuck, man, there's a plethora of dream matches he could have, even on the main roster. But I'm pretty much done and fed up with the WWE main roster, Raw and SmackDown, as of right now. And as I've been for a few years now. So, anyways, as Annie Lennox would say, moving on. Moving on.
Love your ass.
Also, in the news, this is relating to WrestleMania weekend. Do it again. Oh my God, what have I done? Do it again. All I wanted was a little fun. Do it again. The WWE Hall of Fame. There were two major announcements this week. Big Dick Dave being the first. And for those of you that don't know who Big Dick Dave is, I'll tell you who it is. It's one Dave Batista. David Batista is being inducted into the 2020 WWE Hall of Fame.
Very cool.
It's very cool. What's your thoughts on that, Sreten?
It's very cool. I just said it. It's very cool. I'm excited for him. WWE Hall of Fame means something to me still. And for a guy that...
Does it?
Yeah.
You know who the first inductee was?
I don't know.
He was a large man. He left a huge imprint. I wonder if maybe I do a little bit of. Ow!
You better answer correct, Sreten. However you fucking say your name.
Yeah, how do you say it? How would you say it, Andre?
I just said it's Sreten.
Oh, yeah. I like it. It sounds way sexier when you say it.
I was there first, you fucking son of a bitch.
That is correct.
Yeah, today, things are rusty. It is a holiday season for most people. And, my accent is changing a little bit.
Speaking of the holidays, Andre, what are you drinking for the holidays?
A little bit of motherfucking everything. A little bit of, what do you mean? Quantity or quantity or quality?
Yeah.
Both. Wine,
Quantity.
beer,
Bubbly.
vaginal secretion. Sorry, this show is rated R, not for kids.
yeah. Hey, if you're out there watching on YouTube, this is not for kids. No más niños.
Well, what other questions you have?
So, Andre,
Uh-huh.
when you were inducted into the Hall of Fame
Right.
as the first inductee,
Right.
and you didn't know because you were already gone, you were up there in the afterlife kicking it with Dean Martin.
Also, I didn't care. Go ahead.
You didn't care that you were kicking it with Dean Martin, or what?
Nah, I did. But I get to smell Marilyn Monroe's butthole, and I did a lot of. Can't think of any famous dead ladies.
Well, there's a lot.
I just remember the one.
Just ask Jimmy Snuka about that one.
Okay, we go. That son of a bitch is still alive.
No, he's not. He's dead.
Oh shit, he might be in hell then.
Oh yeah. Okay, we won't speak.
Down there, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about people hanging out in the dirty South.
It's not our business.
But when you were inducted into
Right.
the Hall of Fame,
Uh-huh.
what were your thoughts?
That's pretty cool. It'd be cool if I wasn't dead right now. Then maybe I could stack all a bunch of ass on top of ass and have a good time. Also, I tell Vince McMahon, hey, merci beaucoup, asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have thoughts. Who gives a shit about the Hall of Fame? And I'm pig roasting ladies in heaven with Dean Martin. And that's it. Okay, I gotta go. It's the longest I've ever been on the show. Okay.
Happy holidays, Andre.
Okay, I'll be back.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay.
So Andre the Giant just dropped by. It's been a while since we've had him back on the show, but it was very, very good to have him back.
We might not want him back.
I don't know. We'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Anyways, Dave Batista being announced for the WWE Hall of Fame. Who's going to induct him?
That's what we were talking about.
Is it going to be Dana Brooke?
I like that whole storyline.
The Twitter, have you seen on Twitter the exchanges?
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's sexual, baby. Little old school Mark Henry theme music for you there. So yeah, shout out to Dave Batista. It's well deserved. Here's the thing: I wasn't in his heyday. I wasn't a Batista fan.
Me neither.
I could, to be honest with you, I couldn't stand him because that was the whole era of Batista and Cena. It was just like so forced down your throat, and I couldn't do it. And then to watch him progress and some of his interviews where he was against what he was having to do. He was like, man, it's fucking bullshit. Like this is the type of wrestling I like. This is what I came up in. Why are we getting rid of blood? When in some senses it tells a better story, or why is it so like kid friendly? He's like, that's not the business I want to be in. Although he loves it and he'll always be a part of the WWE brand, as he said many a times, even though his in-ring career is over. I'm sure you'll see him turn up more. Hopefully it's not like some bullshit like a GM.
He just wrestled in WrestleMania. You don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, you don't know. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is, and this really doesn't mean anything, I guess. Age is nothing but a number, but the man is 50. He does get Hollywood paychecks. He doesn't need it.
No.
I watched Stuber, and I fucking liked it.
Good.
I got to see fucking straight bullets in the skulls and brains coming out, I liked it a lot. So, Dave,
This one's for you, buddy.
Congratulations. And who are the other dummies that got in?
the other dummies, well, I'm glad you brought that up. The following announcement has been paid for by the Juice World Order.
The worst.
The new world order.
Hey, we got recently complimented on our soundboard.
we did. We did.
I was like, what's soundboard?
The greatest soundboard in all of professional wrestling podcasting, and no award show can dispute the fact.
2020 inductees to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Juice Pro. Oh, no, we're talking about the NWO. Yes, that's right. You heard me correct. Finally, the New World Order is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. This hits me in the feels, man. I'm a huge NWO mark. I love that shit. You that's when you were watching.
All are.
Yes, we loved it. We lived it. We breathed it. And actually, the other day, I was at Cafe 339. That's right, isn't it? Cafe 339 in lovely downtown Hobart, Indiana, taking the fam out to breakfast, and we're walking. They're doing some construction. It's fucking all over the place right here now. But hey, they're gonna build it bigger, stronger, harder, faster. And I passed this jewelry shop. It's like, I forget what the place is fucking called, but it's a jewelry shop. And there's like a bunch of old school toys or something in the window. And I'm walking past just like, kind of whatever. And I see fucking Hollywood Hogan calling the original toy makers, the old WCW figures. You know, they were like in the vein of the old LJN figures. Just staring at me. And I'm like, fuck, let's go in there. So we go in. And there's like two overly overweight chihuahuas that come running out, followed by a fucking this wiener dog, man, that was just so small. And dude, when he ran, he was like a fucking Muppet. Like if he could just visualize like how his little body was like moving, it was fucking hilarious. So I'm in there and I'm like, hey man, how much for that Hogan in the window? The one with the fake ass black beard. And the guy's like, well, I can't do anything. And it's also a weird correlation in this story. I've been watching a lot of Pawn Stars lately, so I felt the need to.
That's the best I can do.
Yeah, I felt the need to be like, so what are you asking for that Hollywood Hogan figure? He's like, 15, no more, no less. And I'm like, all right, sold. There was no arguing, you know. It's like, all right, $15. I never owned one of those figures because personally, I mean, when they came out, I was like, man, they kind of look like shit. You know, for that time, it was just, they looked really like just super cheesy. And I just wasn't down with it.
But not in 2019.
2019, I'm all over that shit, like stink on shit. And yeah, so I picked it up and it is, you guys can check it out. I posted a picture on Instagram at Juice Pro Wrestling. So
you gonna unwrap it?
Yeah. No, I'm not
gonna take it out of the box.
Fuck no. He's like, he asked me too, is he gonna take that out of the package? I'm like, fuck no.
You punched him. You kicked his dogs.
I did. That weird dog. He was walking with a huge lip. I love animals.
We don't abuse animals.
Only thing we spank is monkeys, and from what I hear, it's a pretty common thing in human nature.
Yeah.
So, getting back on track here, I bought this NWO Hollywood Hogan figure, and then literally the next day, see the NWOs being inducted into the Hall of Fame, but not without controversy, in my opinion. So, do you know, Sreten, who's all being inducted as the NWO?
No.
Okay, let me
I
break it down.
assumed the three guys.
Add one more. If you had to add one more, who do you think it would be? Be honest with me.
What's his face with the gray hair and help me.
Bischoff?
Bischoff.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. But you know who it is?
Uh-oh.
Fucking X-Pac.
Really?
Yeah, that was my reaction.
Really?
Yeah. And then Hogan, I love Hogan, but god damn that motherfucker sometimes. He goes on
Company
Twitter. It's like, proud that the original 4 are going. The original 4. The fourth man was Ted DiBiase.
When they made their appearance in WWF, was it X-Pac?
WWE.
Yeah.
No, well, see, here to give
when
you guys,
they came over.
no, listen, no, this is.
I'm listening.
It backtracks to WCW.
Yeah.
He was 6. He was the 6th member. It was kind of no. DiBiase was the 4th,
Okay.
and I believe it was the Giant.
Okay.
And I could be wrong on that, but and then 6. They called him. He came over. He was Sean Waltman, the 1, 2, 3 kid, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he jumped ship because his buddies with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Jumps over and he's the 6th man. I remember he's wearing that fucking Doors T-shirt when they showed him in the audience on Nitro. I'm trying to think of how to say this without just being a dick. Whatever. I'm gonna jump right in because that's how I fit in that.
It's your opinion.
It is my opinion. But here's the thing: not to disrespect Sean Waltman for what he's done, but I've never been a huge X-Pac fan. He joined the NWO and he was cool. He was cool as like 6 Pac is what they called him. And he did a match that sold out, I think, with like Eddie Guerrero or some, won the cruiserweight title, and then all the shit with Bischoff and whatever happened, and he left. And in the height of like the NWO thing, when they had started DX, and they were kind of reformatting what the core of DX was going to be, it wasn't going to be Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chyna, and Rick Rude anymore, because Rude had jumped ship. And back in the day, it was so crazy because dudes were jumping all the fucking time. He showed up, and Triple H is like, hey, you turn to your friends, you turn to the clique. And he comes out, but now you're not looking at him as 1, 2, 3 kid or any of that shit. You're looking at him as like, the bandana, shades, fucking beard, fucking X, they call them X-Pac, but 6-pack.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, is that what the X came from? Is that how it started? Like he's X fucking pack, wolf pack, or however that shit is. We won't get into that. And rightfully so. And I kind of, Derek Ratface Martha, I'm going to shout you out one time, buddy.
Ratface!
I posted in the Juice Pro Wrestling universe that I didn't think that he should be included in this induction for the NWO. If they were going to put a 4th member, it should have been Eric Bischoff because, for one, it was his brainchild, and he was Eazy-E. He was the money guy. He was the guy who worked for the network that...
So Bischoff is not getting in.
No. So it's going to be X-Pac, Sean Waltman, whatever the fuck.
He just got inducted last year.
Yeah. Well, all those guys have been inducted already.
Right.
So you got Hogan who's in, you got Hall and Nash who are in. They'll be in 3 times because I think they're inducted on their own and as a part of the clique. And then DX. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm not against him either. But,
I'm not against him, but to me, it doesn't make sense. And it's one of those things where the original NWO, the 3 guys who started that,
right?
That's what should be recognized.
Right.
If they're not recognizing the real, it's like they're just, for the fuck's sake, let's just throw him in.
Where do you stop?
Because he's got a good podcast. Let's throw him in.
I got an idea.
I got the best idea in the world. I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon, damn it.
My ideas are the only ideas, and I can't do a good Vince.
Hated it. I can't get on board with it. The DX thing I get. He fit more with DX, and he was way more a part of DX, the rebirth of DX at that time, than he was the NWO.
Yep.
So that's just my opinion on it. Other than that, it is fucking cool that they are getting inducted. I ain't gonna lie, I would love to see them maybe not come back and wrestle, but like Godfather a new group of guys in and do something under the NWO banner, like faction warfare is what it's all about for me.
I agree. I'd like them to find some other name for some other faction, and then that faction, when it gains a little traction, this is rhyming on purpose,
and it gains a reaction
and some traction, then the dudes rip their shit off, and it's like NWO.
Yeah.
out from the ashes.
It would be dope.
Yeah. But, also maybe leave some shit in the past and appreciate it,
Yeah.
for what it was.
That being said, though, who do you think's going to induct him?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know how that shit works. Ted DiBiase.
Well, it's all politics. Who'd fucking know?
Yeah,
I think if anybody, it should be Eric Bischoff.
but it sucks because he should be part of he should get inducted with them.
Yeah, and he was also employed with the WWE up until a few months ago now.
Yeah, so maybe the original plan was to do that, and then they...
Who knows? I think they're, at this point, they're just trying, they got to get names, man. And the last few Hall of Fames, while they've had some really good, huge names, I think they're reformatting it this year. They always want to keep it, man, it always carries over. It's always like fucking 4 or 5 hours because you got guys up there giving fucking Stevie Wonder speeches like, so I think the children.
Are there enough dudes every year that you need to induct? Like, are there, or should they be doing it like every few years? Or should they only be inducting like one dude?
Well, with
or one
professional
person,
wrestling,
I should say.
it's weird. There's so many levels of that question. The WWE, I mean, they've inducted, obviously, wrestlers that never even wrestled for that company, but they are inducting them because they're part of properties and or brands that are owned now by them, or tape libraries, I should say.
When I first read about it, that's what I thought. I didn't think like, oh, they're inducting NWO for their WWE time. I actually thought they were inducting them based on their WCW time.
Right, which is what they should be inducted in as, because although I thought that WWE run was fucking cool, I mean, it all fizzled out. It was still a huge moment to see them. I still think about it to this day, and I remember like it was yesterday when they popped up on WWE television. Like Vince McMahon's like,
I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill what I created. I'm gonna inject you with a lethal dose of poison. I'm gonna inject you with the NWO.
I marked out hardcore. It was cool. Yeah. Cue the Die Hard scream. It was really fucking cool. So. That's all I got for the news. Anyways, moving on. Some upcoming events. Hey, this Friday, I can't believe it's already coming up, man. Warrior Wrestling 7. This is a fucking amazing, huge dream match of a card. And if you don't show up and you claim you're a fan, well, I guess you really
I'm going to interrupt you and try to say this again as fast as I can, because we've been watching a lot of indie shows and going to indie shows and watching IWW TV and doing all this stuff, like watching shows from LA and all these things. And you always see these things and you see, like, even if it's a really good show, like a couple of the Freelance Underground shows or like BLP or different things, like you'll have a whole full card full of awesome matches. And even if it's a long show, it's like between 2.5 and 3 hours long. What Steve and Eric are doing with Warrior is fucking ridiculous. And they keep sprinkling in and adding more people.
Yeah. Danhausen's been added.
How
recently.
in the mother... How, it's not even about hype. I don't know how they're going to, like...
Top themselves every time.
It's not even about topping. Like, at this point, you go... Like, and I shouldn't even say this because it's a terrible way to like hype it, but like you go to this show and you're cool for wrestling for like another 2 years. Like he got so many people, so many talented people from all over the motherfucking world. Yeah. And he keeps sprinkling in indie darlings, heavyweights, like, and more people that are going to just surprise you. Like, what the fuck, guys? Yeah. But, he did it, and it's exciting, and it's in a few days, and, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to get that pizza.
I'm going to get that pizza. I'm going to get that beer, too. I always have a good time. Whenever we've been at Warrior, it's been a blast.
It's always been a blast.
And this is the first one since, I think, 3 that we haven't actually had Steve on to talk about it. But that's all right, because we're still promoting you, brother, because we love you, and we'll leave all that other stuff to everybody else. I can't wait to be a part of the VIP Fan Fest again. Yeah. We always have a good time there.
That's cool.
It's going to be a blast. If you guys show up and you're there, you're going to see like Kurt Angle, Will Ospreay, Danhausen, every wrestler on the card. I think it's like $100. for the VIP Fan Fest ticket, but you are guaranteed to get a picture and get something signed by every single guy on the card.
Yeah.
Guy and gal, I should say.
And the thing is, it's not like so we both went to C2E2 last year, and you wait in line or you go to different conventions, and if you're lucky, you get a photograph. And like the thing is, because of the venue, because of the amount of people that come out here, yeah, there's a lot of people, but you're gonna get a little bit of time with everyone.
Yeah.
All the talent is super cool. Pictures with your family, like and then other fans. So like if you see us in the corner and you see us smiling our pearly whites, maybe me with like a stack of pizzas in front of me, pizza slices, or wrestling with Stone Cold E.T. if he makes it there.
Yeah, where the fuck you been, Stone Cold E.T.? You better come on a fucking hiding. Yeah. Andre's looking for your ass.
Who? He's at his time. But yeah, also come say hi to us. We'll be there. Come say what's up.
Get yourself on a podcast.
Yeah.
Get on there.
Give your 2 cents and come hang out with us and have a good time.
And then literally give us 2 cents so I can get, a little bit closer to buy another beer.
Yeah. Give us 2 cents and maybe another $7, or just buy us a beer. Or buy
walk around, and it's good vibes. There's tons.
It's great vibes.
There's going to be a lot of vendors there. There's going to be guys with original artwork there. You're going to have toy vendors there. High Spots Wrestling, and the whole thing's being broadcast for the first time on Fight TV.
Yeah.
So if you guys can't attend, you can watch it. Just get the Fight app. Google it. Fucking download the app. Whatever you got to do. But get it. Get your tickets if you want to go. If you're in the area, even if you're not, and you got time, and you can fly out and make it. WarriorWrestling.net. You can get your tickets at for the Fan Fest and the actual event, and then the replay will be on High Spots after it airs on.
And if you're there during the show, like during the wrestling, and you want to say hi, we'll be sitting really close to all the dudes that are drumming and shit.
Yeah, we may be doing blast beats ourselves. Yeah. And if you want to yell Juice Bro Wrestling,
yeah, we need to start a Juice Bro Wrestling chant, JPDUB chant.
It'll be great, even during the Fan Fest. There'll be a lot of our homies, a lot of our friends, former guests of the show. There, Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah, we invite you guys to start a chant.
Yeah. Tom Lawler.
Sreten's awesome.
I don't think they're going to say that.
Handsome.
They're going to say Sreten's hairy and smelly.
Oh, God forbid. The truth is out. What other events do we want to hype?
Well, we
the same night,
our homies in Freelance Wrestling are doing the War is Inevitable event, which
is also a killer card.
Yeah, it really, really is. It's at the Logan Square Auditorium. You can. It starts at 9. If you can't make it, you can watch that on Independent Wrestling TV, the IWTV app. However you choose to do that.
Shout out to Val Capone. She's going to be doing ring announcing that
night. The main event: Kylie Ray versus Ethan Page for the Freelance Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Take it easy. You trying to bust out some Libre on me and you, Nacho. Effie's going to be there with a daddy collar match.
What?
I wish I was in that match because I'd show him how to have a good time.
That's between you guys.
So would Chris Montez. He'll be fighting Eye Candy Elliott. And you got guys like the Space Monkeys, No New Friends. It's a stacked card as well.
The Space Monkeys?
Did I say Space Monkeys?
The Space Monkeys?
Did I say Space Monkeys? God damn it. I'm drinking zombie dust. Whatever. Fuck you guys. Space Pirates. Shane Saber, Space Monkey. I know what I'm talking about. That's why you love us, though, because it's real. There's no
Shane Saber.
Yeah.
Studio's always
Chain
open.
Smoker. Shane Saber.
You're my friend. Come hang out.
He's a handsome guy.
I like your hair.
I like it a lot. Hey, also, this is a little bit further in the future, but during WrestleMania weekend, tickets are now on sale for Black Label Pro Threat Level Midnight, which takes place April 3rd in Tampa, Florida. Tickets are at blpwrestling.com. And April 4th, this is the big one, WrestleVania. Sreten's two favorite desirables in the professional
WrestleVania.
I like it. Danhausen and I'm queuing you up.
fucking warhorse.
Now you know what it feels like.
Oh,
More. Oh, his head's gonna pop.
like this. Does it feel like that?
I hope
This
you.
guy-
I hope
I-
you know whose name we said.
Warhorse and Danhausen. Black Label Pro presents WrestleMania, which also takes place in Tampa, Florida. Both shows, you can get tickets at blpwrestling.com, and you can watch via Independent Wrestling TV app. And they both take place at midnight. Wow, that one gave me a sore spot in my fucking skull. So thanks for that, Sreten. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the two of them and who knows who else is gonna
Yeah,
be on the
they'll
card.
be announcing. The card hasn't been fully announced yet, but really, with that name and those guys, do you really need any more? Yeah. There's going to be all kinds of shit going on as part of the collective.
I'd see members of the JPDUB crew down there.
You never know where we'll turn up.
You never know.
I like that.
I don't have any more.
You don't have any more juice?
My voice got deep from the screaming.
Yeah, now you know how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
What else do we got to hype?
That's pretty much it
Yeah?
as far as upcoming events right now.
Yeah.
That's enough, though. There's going to be a lot more.
There's...
And here's the other thing. You guys out there listening, not only can you listen to the podcast and get information, but if you follow us on Instagram and mainly on Twitter and Facebook and join the Facebook group Juice Pro Wrestling Universe, constantly posting the latest events. I mean, from all across the country, in and out. Well, I lied to you. You got one more. You got New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 14, which takes place in January. You're going to have Tanahashi taking on Chris Jericho. It's a 2-night fucking deal. There's going to be a lot of crazy fucking shit going on. You have Lance Archer.
Kill everyone.
yeah.
Everyone must die. What's the catchphrase? Jesus.
I think that's what it is.
Everyone must die.
Going against John Moxley. That wasn't a good Justin Roberts, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's going to be taking place too in January. It's every fucking day, hour, month, second is consumed by professional wrestling nowadays.
This is a quote we're going to repeat constantly. It is a fantastic time to be a fucking wrestling fan. Because you can like what you like, and I like liking stuff, and it is good...
Like what you like.
Yeah, and it's a good time to like shit, because there's so much shit to like.
Man, just so much. Mm-hmm. But like I was alluding to 5 seconds ago before I really got distracted, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, hit them up because that's where I'm constantly posting not only matches that are being announced, but links to these events as well, where you can get all your information about tickets and attending and how to watch if you can't attend. So, yeah, the information is there.
I have some news.
Yeah?
Yep.
What do you got?
Being released January 14th. Serbian Orthodox New Year's Day. The first issue of the JPDUB zine.
Wait, whoa. I don't know if you think you're starting Newsies 2, but...
What did we say it was going to be called? The zine?
Juice Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Oh, well, shit. I said the wrong name. Well, it's coming out on January 14th.
Is it January 14th?
January 14th.
Me? God damn, I got to get to work. What am I going to do? I just don't know what I fucking... Yeah, January 14th. That's right. That is correct. It'll be here, and it's going to be wild.
If you're watching on YouTube during that time, look at Wallace's eyes. He 100% believes that I'm going to make that deadline. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyways, January 14th.
14th. We're going to leave a stinking all yo mother.
That's the only issue that we're definitely sure we're going to make. We'll see after that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. A lot of cool shit for you to read while you're taking a shit.
Yeah. And maybe, for those of you out there that find us attractive, maybe a little bit of A little bit of spanky danky.
Oh, the game where I don't know if people still do this because you haven't done like if you've toned down the JR stuff. So the regular Juice Pro Wrestling podcast game, the shot game, the beer drinking game, however you want to do it is if you hear JR, you got to take a shot. And then the second one is if you hear that like very disgusting, my least favorite sound effect. Here's an example. Take a shot and then also throw up. But,
yes, just make sure you're not driving because we are the commute killers, but we don't want to kill you while you commute.
Yeah. If there's alcohol involved in your commute, it's not our fault what you do.
Yeah, it's not our fault. You're a dumbass.
Yeah. Wait till you get home.
Hey, I want to. Can I go back in time?
Sure.
It's the motherfucking
The news. Retromania Wrestling, that's right, the video game, which is coming the first quarter of 2020, has announced something that has never been done in a wrestling fucking video game ever before.
What?
They are giving you guys the chance, as wrestlers and as fans, to choose an indie wrestler that will be in this motherfucking video game.
Like voting?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, yeah, Retrosoft Studios. Check them out. They're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. RetromaniaWrestling.com. You'll get all the details there. You can, now, if you're a talent, you can send in videos via all the links. Like I said, you get all the details on how you can do that and how you can vote as whether you're a fucking talent or a fan. But I think this is a super, super awesome opportunity. And if I had to pick right now, I think I know who you would pick.
Pick for me.
Warhorse.
We're not doing it again.
Warhorse. Yeah.
Who would you pick?
Can you cue the Pee Wee Herman music?
Dun, 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 dun.
Tequila. 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 Tequila.
Danhausen.
Okay. For Retromania Wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It doesn't, what?
I'm just saying.
What? No, now you're alluding to it has to be a retro guy when you know there are motherfuckers in the game already who are not retro.
I know. I'm just having a conversation with you.
I think you're testing my fucking patience.
Because I'm a big fan of
The Smoke?
Warhorse. That's it.
Did you say Wardlow Horse?
Wardlow Horse.
We should, hey, that's a new thing we got to start.
Mixing them together?
We'll do the amalgam versions of professional wrestlers. That's going to be coming at you guys soon. That just happened, and it's going to be really tasty. You know what else is coming at you soon? The new Pink Machines track, Get Wet. It's going to be coming at you right about now.
MarkBot 5000 here. I have proudly interrupted this podcast and interrupted the playing of the new Pink Machine single to tell you about the greatest wrestling promotion in the history of wrestling, NWA. Oh, feels so good to say NWA. I am MarkBot 5000 and I love NWA. Oh, feels so good to say NWA. Their first pay-per-view event is this Saturday. Watch it. It's only $20 human dollars. Oh, it's so cheap. Oh, wonderful. Watch grown-ass men fight. Yeah. back to your regularly scheduled commute killing podcast. And remember, the end of this week's podcast will feature the new Pink Machine single, Markbot 5000 out.
And that was just a killer track by the Pink Machines. The new album drops right around Christmas time. It's entitled Say Goodnight to My Little Friend. And that was called Get Wet. The world is your moisture. And the song is about fucking. What's it about? It's about fucking. Yeah, check it out.
Sexual
And you can
intercourse?
check us out anywhere you find podcasts. We're all over social media. I've said it a million times. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Juice Pro Wrestling, JPDUB Podcast. Check it out. If you're on iTunes, Spotify, any of that shit, please feel free to rate, review, subscribe, and bring your kills to the party. No, don't bring your kids. They don't need to hear this shit, you filthy fucking animals.
This show's not for kids.
Yeah, this show is, oh, God. I feel the guy's hand on my fucking shoulder from YouTube right behind me. You can't see him, but he's
Dark in
there.
here. Don't say shit like that.
It's called censorship. Censorship. And I do not support it. So yeah, find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Tell your friends about it because we need your support. And we really need you to rate and review the show. If you like it, if you didn't like it, it doesn't matter. Just fucking leave an opinion. We all know you got motherfucking opinions. So until next time, tell your friends and don't forget to wet them up. Wet them up. Wet them up. Wet them. Wet. 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 Wet them up. Wet them.
Huh?
What? What?
Testing
Huh?
the audience's patience.
What about? We're so fucking wet.
Life's been wonderful till they fucked up my stride. Judgment never comes so every time. Sweet 16 at the dawn of disease. Double feature water world into fucking aquamarine. shitty thing called fucking.